Alright, Evie and I are back with another Destiny video. This one based off of yesterday's TWAB that kind of expanded on the Guardian Games reveal from earlier in the day, which kind of expanded on all the Guardian Games leaks that have been going on for the past couple of weeks now. So I don't know if we actually learned anything new from this. Evie's leaving. She doesn't want to talk about Guardian Games. But it's still good to have everything all in one place and the ability to go through it now. It starts next reset. I will be on vacation then for the first time in 14 months. And I will maybe play a little bit of it on my Razer, whatever it's called, laptop, which can run Destiny actually pretty well. Or I could play on Stadia if I didn't have a gaming laptop. So still not going to use Stadia. But I'll check it out then a little bit, but I won't probably be really grinding it in earnest until, I think this is at least, 2 or 3 weeks, so until a little bit after that, and this kind of runs essentially through season's end here. We do see that it's being formatted kind of a lot differently than last time, whereas it was pretty much do anything on any class and, get rewards. This is kind of making you choose a side now, where you will have to lock in your class for the duration of the event. They're changing the way things are weighted a bit. They really skewed things against hunters last time because of there's just a ton of hunters. I think it's like 40% or 50% of the population of all of Destiny are hunters. And then next, I think, is Titan, then Warlock. They are changing it so it's not weighted against population. It's at whichever person or class comes in last every time gets a 10% boost to points going forward. So they're like, hunters will win at first because they have so many people, but over time, the 10% bonus will kind of add up, and then it'll be more competitive. And I guess they run a bunch of simulations based on last year's data that seems to say that this will actually work to some extent. Whether that happens in practice, we'll see. Last year was obviously kind of a goofy event considering Titans just destroyed everyone the entire time. I'm still not entirely sure how that happens with the way weighting was set up. I think I had some theories last time, but I honestly don't remember at this point. This time, I will probably be locking in Warlock, even though I know it is futile. Warlock was my main in Destiny 1. Now I don't really have a main, technically. I am really well balanced, I think, across all three classes. I think my most time played is actually a hunter by maybe a couple dozen hours at this point, but I still kind of feel like Warlock is my main, even though they are getting constantly dunked on by essentially everyone. So I don't know. Someone's got to rep the Warlocks, I guess. It's like me and Bife and I don't know, who are other community Warlocks. I don't even know. There's not many. So we'll see what happens with that. It does seem like the grand prize is still just you get a statue in the tower. I don't know if there's any specific reward past that. I assume Bungie has taken last year's feedback to heart, and the statue is not going to be the little tiny one next to Zavala. That was a meme, to be sure, and will probably be something much larger. I hope, at least. We'll see. But it's not just the locking in the class that's changed. The kind of format of how they're doling out rewards and placements and laurels and these challenge cards and things is different too, as is what appears to be kind of the central activity of Guardian Games, which is a strike playlist that I believe is meant to match you only with other members of your class. So if you have locked in Warlocks, you will be running with 3 Warlocks or 2 other Warlocks, Titans, blah, blah, blah. And the reason being is that they are giving you unique modifiers for strikes based on both your class and your placement. Here, Evie running around. I don't know what she's doing. But Evie! She'll be back when it's... Okay. There she... Okay. I bet you my wife is out of frame hyping her up. I'm guaranteeing that is what's happening right now. So the negative modifiers are kind of based around your class. There are different severity levels based on if you're in bronze or silver that day. I don't know what happens if you're gold. Maybe you don't get them. I'm not 100% sure on that. But at the very least, the Titans will have enemies that get more melee damage. Warlocks will take more damage in the air, and Hunter will have their radar disabled, and combatants don't flinch when damaged. Yeah, that's it. So Evie's preparing for Guardian games. If Eevee's a class, I think Eevee would probably be a hunter because she's always sprinting places and rolling around, and that sounds very hunterish to her. And I could see her with a little cloak on. But maybe I should invest in one of those. Anyway, just make me lose my train of thought. In the strike playlist, there will be positive modifiers to kind of offset these depending on the placement of your class. And I think that given week, gold players or gold class, we get health shields, recovery rate increase, kinetic weapons deal more damage. Silver is melee abilities recharge faster, elemental damage increase from guardian sources, and more heavy ammo is available. Bronze, grenade abilities deal more damage and recharge much faster. Elemental damage is increased from guardian sources. What that sounds like to me is that bronze gets the most beneficial modifiers because elemental damage from all sources, for Guardian is like everything. It's like your grenades, melees, super, your elemental energy weapon, and your heavy weapon that's elemental. So I assume that's kind of the best bonus considering how much it applies to, whereas first place gets just kinetic weapon damage. And they don't get bonuses like power ammo and stuff, although they get health shields and recovery increase. I don't know how much you need health shields and recovery in what will probably be a not high power strike list. If it's anything like the Vanguard strike list, I don't imagine this is going to be terribly difficult, but I guess we'll see. One other cool feature that I saw that they're doing this time around is something called an All-Star, where you can be your class and contribute to your class's total by you get triple the points of a gold medal by earning All-Star cards or points or laurels or whatever it's called. And that is taking place, you're doing some sort of bounty within Nightfall's survival playlist or trials. I assume raids are not in there because this is a free-to-play event and they want everyone to do it. And guess what? There aren't any more free raids. So here we are, which is why Nightfalls are on the list, but raids are not. My first thought was that hunters are almost certainly going to be dominant in the trials aspects of this, and I guess maybe survival because there's just so many hunters in trials and PvP. But in Nightfalls, I think, especially higher level Nightfalls, I don't think you see as many hunters. You see more Titans and Warlocks for Wells and Bubbles and Ursa and things like that. And next week is going to be when all of the Nightfalls are active, so you can farm kind of whatever you want. And I think I assume everyone's going to be farming Arms Dealer for whatever weapon they want, unless they're going for some specific achievement. They haven't beaten Proving Grounds yet or something, because Arms Dealer is, I think, the easiest one this season. It's got to be, because it's one I did. And so I would assume that would skew a little bit more towards the other classes. Raids would too, I think. Not to, crap on Hunter's ability to contribute during PvE events. They're just not quite as utility focused outside of their ability to golden gun things very hard. And Tether is useful on occasion, not as much as it used to be since they nerfed Rig. But the point is, you can do all this stuff and you will get a platinum glow. You get different glows based on the place that you're at in a given week, but if you complete these all-star bounties or whatever, you get a platinum glow. I don't know what a platinum glow is and how it's different than a silver glow. Maybe it's whiter. I don't know. I don't think I've seen any instances of that, but what else they showed off is they did, we've seen a lot of these cosmetics and stuff so far, but they had the new armor set, and they made sure this time, I requested this a zillion times, that it shades the Guardian Games aesthetic. And a game full of great aesthetics, Guardian Games aesthetic is my least favorite by a wide margin. I get what they're trying to do with the Olympics thing and the athletic stuff, but I really don't like the aesthetic. And it was especially terrible that last year. This year, now that we can shade stuff and we can see what some of the shaders look like, they showed an image of that. It's better. It's certainly better. These still aren't exactly my favorite ornament sets, but they're probably good enough for me to buy them to get them in the transmog pool, which I guess is all they really want to achieve. I do not love the aesthetic, but some of the stuff they have done this time are cool. I like the glows. The completely glowing holographic hunter cloak is awesome. And the glows change with shaders too, so that's very neat, and I'm looking forward to that. So we will also the event specific class items are very neat looking this year too, and you can't use last year, so you have to get these. Those ones are free, but they are different than the ornament sets, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are. So we will see how all that goes. We are ending this thing with some sort of closing ceremony that I still don't fully understand. Like, they just made an announcement that they're extending the closing ceremony dates by like 2 days or something, which I believe is supposed to lead into the next part of the season. We've heard before that there is supposed to be some sort of story aspect to this to some degree. That was not mentioned here at all. I still don't really understand per se what is going on during this closing ceremony period, other than some last rush. Maybe they give triple laurels or whatever, something like that. So I don't really get what they're going for with that. I'm wondering if this is going to lead into some sort of live event or big plot turn that leads into next season. That has not been hinted. I've not seen any even data mining about that, so that might not be the case at all. But I would be a little surprised if this whole thing comes and goes to close the season without any kind of significant story component. I have a few predictions that range from like moderate to like sort of insane, where I could see this being like, in the spirit of togetherness, we invite Keitel to the tower to bear witness to the Guardian Games closing ceremonies or something, as a sign of unity and whatever, which would be pretty interesting given that the looming shadow of the shattered tower from the Red War is right over there, and they're not fixing it in any big hurry. So I don't know. That's, if I was writing, that would be like a moment I might set up. And then I still have my long running theory that this is going to end with Keitel presenting the exotic hammer to us, the Hammer of Proving, as an actual exotic that we can use as a new third-person weapon and the first kind of non-sword in the game. I realize that is pretty far-fetched, but they have made very clear hints that they are going to add more third-person weapons that are not swords in the future. They have gone out of their way to spell that out. And they already have animations for this thing made. Like, they could have just easily, they didn't need the whole hammer smashes a chest mechanic. They could have just, it could have just been like an artifact like anything else, and we just open the chest normally. But they animated a giant hammer smash, so it is a physical object they have made. Still just my theory, we only have 2 exotics this season. They're very good exotics, but usually I think we get more than 2 weapon exotics this season. We did have a bunch of armor, but we'll see. And then it's next season. It is not Season of Glass, as DMG went out of his way to destroy my naming theory. That was kind of him. Thank you, Dylan. So it's still redacted now. They will probably reveal it in the next couple of weeks here. I end all this kind of not knowing really what we're going for, like what the actual tangible rewards of this are for us in terms of like getting loots. Like, they said something about packages, but I'm wondering if these packages are just going to be your usual, like, here's 3 blues and sometimes a legendary from the world pool, and sometimes some cores and modules, like, your typical Dawning gift package, or if there will be anything more significant there. Last Guardian Games, we got Heir Apparent as a new exotic. Unless my hammer theory comes true, we are not getting a new exotic. We are simply seeing the return of Heir Apparent, which is why it has been out of the vendor this whole time. And but we are getting the catalyst for it. That is like the one very tangible thing that I think we can earn during this event that is new. The catalyst is like, it's something about making the shield stronger, and like if the shield breaks, it refills part of your magazine. I don't know, but I really only ever use Heir Apparent if I'm rocking a whatever the Titan chest is that refills your ammo. So I don't know how useful that is, period. I don't know. I'm all for anything getting a new catalyst, as you know, so that's fine. But I'm sort of curious about what the actual physical rewards of this will be, as it doesn't sound like all that much stuff. I don't know. It would be cool if it gave you like Battlegrounds loot, but I don't think it will, because I think that's tied to the paid season pass content. So we'll see. If it's just World Pool loot and blues, I'm not going to be thrilled with that, but whatever. Anyway, this all sounds a lot better than last year. Personally, I think they have taken a lot of the feedback to heart in terms of forcing you to pick a class and doing a dedicated activity, even if it's not like a new thing they cooked up just for this. It's still, I think it's still better than just doing bounties, which there are still bounties, but the strike playlist is something pretty unique in terms of the modifiers and stuff, and running only with members of your class and things like that. So I think that's cool. I have medium hopes for this. It sounds like it'll be an improvement, and I'm hoping for some sort of surprise at the end, but I guess I shouldn't hold my breath too much, and I guess, we'll just see what happens. But All right, that's all my Guardian Games thoughts. We'll see if anything else breaks or is leaked or whatever before reset. And I'll still do more videos next day or two, but I'm heading out on Monday. I'm gonna try and bring my mic and download OBS on my laptop and see if I can film in my my hotel every so often when I'm on vacation. We'll see how that goes. I don't know if I'm expecting that to go terribly well, but we'll see. Because I write on vacation, so I'll try to film on vacation too. Or I could, just actually take vacation for once, but that has not happened in a very long time. So, all right, Easy's here to say goodbye, and yep, see you guys later. Take care.